Hi everyone, Art Journal page today, and I'm going to start with a little bit of mess here. I've got this stencil that I want to do some reverse stenciling, which means I'm going to spray it with some homemade sprays. I make them from gel food coloring with water. I don't have measurements, it's just putting a few drops with water and then you just see if it's intense enough for your liking. If not, you just add more of the gel food coloring. So I've got this stencil that I'm just going to spray randomly in few places with these two colors. I've got magenta and I've got some light blue. I'm also going to let them mix. I hope I haven't missed some and that I have enough coverage. I'm going to use now some deli paper. Deli paper is just thin paper that we use here for wrapping sandwiches, and it has a dull and less shiny side, and the other side is more sleek and shiny, and I'm putting face down the side that is not shiny, and I'm just placing it here and letting it soak whatever I sprayed on the stencil, like so. Now you don't have to use deli paper, you can use tissue paper, you can use printer paper. I'm just using it because it's available and it's just, I don't know, works for me. So I want two of them because I'm going for a double spread on my art journal page, and I'm going to let this dry. So I'm going to do another one. Again, putting down some sprays. Of course, you can use whatever colors you want. And again, taking some deli paper, putting it here like this, letting it soak. You can do it with any stencil you have. It's really interesting, the results that you get. So this is nice. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of water just to clean it a little bit on the towels that I've already have here. Good enough for now. So I'm going to let this two pages dry, and then I'm gonna continue working on them, and then they are going to be adhered into my art journal. Now if you are asking why I haven't done it directly into my art journal, it's because it's easier to do it on any kind of other paper instead of just trying to take the art journal and flip it to soak the sprays. So I'm thinking that it's quite dull and I want more color, so I'm going to add some spray now, and I think some yellow. Let's see what else I have here. I also have some neon green, and I'm just going to spray it. I don't care that it's still wet. Maybe it will mix and give me more interesting results. And again, this is quite random what I'm doing now, and I'm spraying quite a bit in hopes that I will have some mixing and blending. Okay, we'll see. When it dries, it sometimes loses a little bit of the vibrancy, so we'll see. Now I really need this to dry completely before I do anything, so I'll be back. I'm back. Here are the two papers and I really like what's going on. It's really a nice start for a background. All I'm going to do is now adhere them to my art journal here, and I'm taking just white glue with wide brush, so we won't be here all day just gluing this to the page like so. Trying to be quick about it. Okay, I'll trim the excess later. Right now I'm just placing it, and still needs a little bit more glue here. And it also gets wrinkled, which I like. Gives me more interest to the page, more texture. And again, it's the same thing with this page. Now I want to make sure that I don't know, activate what I have here again. So I'm going to spray it. Now you have several options. The cheapest one is hairspray. The cheapest hairspray you can get your hands on. It works. So, and I need more here. Okay. Now of course I can also go on top with glue, but I just don't want to wait for more things to dry. So I've got this, and as I said, first option, cheapest option, is just using some hairspray, and it's better to do it outside. Next option, just buy clear can spray from the hardware store, and again it works great. And the other option is just buying fixative in craft art shops, but then it's expensive. So I'm going to go spray this outside and I'll be back. Okay, so adhered, trimmed the excess, everything is dry, and I want to stencil on top and introduce a little bit of white just to lighten it, the background. And it really doesn't matter the stencil. I just want something random. Any kind of pattern will work. I'm going to use this stencil again because it's not something definitive. It looks like a handwritten text, and I'm just going to stencil it randomly on my page. And it's not going to be completely white because I still got a lot of color underneath. If I want it to be a complete white, then I will need to do like two or three layers, and I will see how it looks before I do it. Right now I'm just putting it down, as I said, randomly, several places. Again, it's just to add details and to lighten the page. If I feel it needs more, then I will go and, as I said, just add more. Now I'm using white gesso because I prefer it to white acrylic paint. It's more opaque and it has a more chalky finish, but you can use acrylic paint to do the same thing. Yeah. So just randomly putting down some of it all over the page. Don't know how much of it you can see because, as I said, this is on a really colorful background, so it's a little bit difficult, but I can see it, and I can see that it adds detail and interest to my page. And let's put more here. Good enough. I don't know if I will add more white. I hope you can see what I've done here. So I still want to add details to my page, and I don't know, maybe some stamping. I need to think about it. I haven't planned the whole thing. I knew how I wanted to start. Not exactly sure where it's going. Not even sure what going to be my focal image. I thought about something I've made recently, some hummingbird, but now it looks like it won't go on. It won't be my focal image. It's a little bit too harsh for this page. It doesn't go with this page. I will show you what. Yeah, this one, that's what I've made, and it's just too harsh on this page. So I'm not going to use this. I'm going to think about what I'm going to do with the rest of the page, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have decided first of all that I don't have enough white here, so what I'm going to do is going to splatter the rest of what I have here, and I'm just dipping my fan brush into the water and gesso, adding water, so it would be, I could do a splatter and just go like this. Just a little bit more water. Yeah. Of course, now I will have to wait for all this to dry. What can you do? Yeah. Okay, waiting for this to dry, and I've decided to stencil something on top. I've picked this stencil, which probably will go here, and I don't know, maybe something here. As I said, don't know. And I need for all this splatter to dry, and again I'll be back. I'm back, and now for the stenciling. I've got some turquoise here, and I'm using the same sponge and just placing the stencil. Let's see. Good enough. So I'm taking a little bit of the acrylic paint, and I'm dabbing the excess, and I'm just starting to stencil. Now I'm going to dip into the left over gesso I have here, so I will have variation in the color as I go and stencil it, so it won't be a complete one blob of one paint. I think it adds when you do some variation in the color as you stencil. So I'm dipping into the white from time to time, and of course dabbing excess. Now again, you've got a lot of color underneath, so if I'm worried about how it looks, I will need to do maybe another layer. Right now I'm just putting it as is. The only thing is that I'm, as I said, just adding a little bit of white in some places to get a little bit more interest in the color. I don't want a complete flat turquoise. like we do a silhouette. I will probably need more of the white, but I'm just continuing right now and we'll see where it gets us. I think my stencil moved as I worked it, but we'll see. Okay, I'm really liking it. So let's see, I still feel I need something more here, so I'm going to continue and stencil this part like it's the continuing with the same branch and leaf here. Yeah, and I think a little bit here. It's more like I'm putting a frame to my page. That's the best way I can explain why I'm adding a little bit more here. Let's see what part can I use here. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, definitely. So it's quite random. You just add where you feel something needs a little bit more, and you can use whatever part of the stencil that you like. Yeah, so now I just want to add a little bit here, like, I don't know, giving this a little bit of a, I don't know, contrast, not contrast, duality, whatever, just something in this corner that will correspond with this corner. Sometimes I just can't find the right words to explain what I'm trying to do. Yay. Okay, so this worked. Now again I feel like I need something a little bit more here that will frame my page, my corner, so that's why I'm doing it, and adding a little bit more here. Again, same reason. Yeah, now I'm happy. And I don't know, but I just feel I need some butterflies here. So I'm going to look for some turquoise butterflies and I'll be back. Here we go, got this pack of butterfly die cuts, and we'll see if I can find something that will work with this page. I'm going for the smaller ones. Don't want some of the larger ones. I was told that you can find this pack also in Dollar Tree, so you can probably find it also. Too big, maybe. No, it's too big. Let's see. Nope. No. Let's see, maybe one more here. I don't know. I like this one better. When in doubt, stick a butterfly. It needs to be a motto. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think I can change my mind like 10 times, I think. Yeah, let's go with this. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm putting on, and I'm just going to adhere them, and I'll come back. Okay, so all the butterflies are in place. I thought about adding some words and decided that I like it as is. This makes me happy, and so I'm leaving it be. The only thing I'm doing now is still have a little bit of the turquoise here, so I'm just going around the page and just adding some to the edges, just to tuck everything in. Something that will frame my page. That's it. Nothing more to it. If you don't feel that you can do this with the acrylic paint, you can always take some ink pad and do the same thing with a makeup sponge. So I'm just moving it a little bit so it would be easier for me. And almost done. Maybe I should have gone with a little bit darker color for the edges, but as I said, I'm happy. I'm leaving it be. No overthinking it. And this is the last page of my journal. So next on the line will be doing the cover for this journal and then a flip through. So we've got something to look forward to. So this is it. That's my page. I hope you liked it and that you will try something similar. So thank you for watching and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.